I'm Paranoid Android from Knuckleheads Cali, and what I'm doing this year is I'm trying to get myself to BC1. The reasons I'm trying to get myself to BC1 is to provide variety for starters, and to be honest, to show that there are other ways to be successful at this dance. There isn't just one specific way. There are many routes to be successful and to express yourself honestly in this dance, and that's really what I'm trying to convey with this project. And the project's doing amazing. It really is. And at this point, whether I make it or not isn't my biggest concern. It's just that I finish. That's where I'm at right now. If I finish this project, then I will have already won, at least for myself, because those are the victories that really matter. I'm not going to BC1 to necessarily try to win. I mean, that's not what I'm doing. Obviously, I'm going to bring everything I can, and I'm going to do my absolute best when I get there, but I'm not just doing it to win. I'm not doing it for promotions. I'm not doing it to get flown out. I'm doing it to represent a minority, and that's why I'm doing BC1, to show that there are different forms of this dance, different ways to express yourself that are meaningful, that are deep, that are something you can be successful in, something you can dedicate your life to, and I'm trying to show that. And a lot of people say that my movements aren't big enough for BC1. I think my character is big enough for BC1, and I'm going to bring every inch of that the entire time I'm doing this project. So I'm happy with the way things have went so far, and I look forward to see how things go. World B-Boy Classics is coming up, so we'll see how I hold up there. That's going to be a big competition on an international level, and I think I'll do all right. The way I'm doing it is specifically to have this literature that backs what I do. So a lot of people always wonder, and there's been so many bad representations of my specific style or what people have labeled what I do. So I wanted to clear the air. And by doing so, I wanted to provide our scene and our culture with a bit of literature so people can reference this kind of stuff, so they can really understand what's going on. Because that's how everything else got established when we've been doing this. That's how all our foundational stuff, our traditional stuff, there was literature. There was people that spoke on behalf of these things, and they spoke out, and I think for a long time there wasn't a proper candidate for my specific style, and it went under a lot of persecution, a lot of scrutiny. And I think at this point in my career, I'm like, I want to stand up for the style that I've dedicated my life to, and that I personally feel that I'm the best at, and I want to show that. So I think the video logs, I think the actual Tumblr itself, I think it's a proper way to really represent our culture through literature, through enriching us, through like putting out more information, and I'm happy with it. As I show what I do in my workshops, I'll show a smaller section of how I've been dedicating myself. A lot of people say you're training yourself too hard, you're gonna grind yourself into the ground. And what it is people always say train smarter, not harder. Realistically, I'm training hard as hell, and I'm also training smart as hell. I've mapped out everything that I'm doing. I see a chiropractor on a regular basis. I have a physical fitness trainer who focuses on functional strength. I'm not just in the gym trying to be a meathead. I'm focusing on functional strength. I'm stretching. I'm working on healing. I'm going into like vitamins, dieting, everything else, everything so I can push myself to this limit. At the same time, I'm not a kid anymore. I can't just go out there, not stretch, and just throw crazy moves. I have to stretch out. I have to wear knee pads. I have to wear an elbow pad and elbow brace. I succumb to a lot of injuries. You know what I mean? And it's because I do train as hard as I do, and age is a factor. There's no way around it. You know what I mean? What we do is extraordinarily hard on the body. No matter how you spin it, it's really hard on the body. Just like football players, a year in football is gonna spend it's like 4 years of damage to your body. B-boying is in the same genre. There's no way it's not. And I've been 14 years deep, so I have to be very, very specific about what I'm doing, especially if I want to compete on that international level and with that caliber of competitors. So I've been extraordinarily specific about my training, and I think it's absolutely paying off. Check out my blog if you can. Honestly, follow what's kind of becoming a movement. It's not just to back me, it's to back an idea. And that idea is creativity and originality again in our scene, in our community, giving back, expressing yourself and enriching yourself with literature and culture and understanding of what we're doing, and not just doing moves and arbitrarily practicing, but actually fully understanding our art so that we can raise ourselves to be more marketable and not be bought, to not sell out, but to buy in, to invest in what we do. That way we don't get bought by a big company and it just becomes something it's not. To keep it what it is. Paranoid Android.